Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to TCS iON IntelliGem 2024. Before we move any further, may I please request Ms. Shalini Gopalakrishnan, Head TCS iON IntelliGem and School Education Engagements to set the ball rolling.
A happy new year to everyone gathered here today, and a warm welcome to the national grand finale of the 6th edition of TCS iON IntelliGem. Hearty congratulations to all our finalists. In the last few years, educational institutions, policies, and forums have stressed upon the need to inculcate the much needed 21st century skills in young learners at an early age. With the advance in AI, this need has increased manifold, with surprising speed and agility. At TCS iON, with this foresight, IntelliGem was conceptualized as early as 2018. The purpose then was to reach out to schools, educators, students, and parents alike to increase the awareness of these crucial 21st century skills. We aim to make the students realize their true potential and be prepared for the unknown, uncertain, yet ever evolving future. This program, devised in a contest mode, runs almost through the entire academic session, starting from the Independence Day and concluding on the Republic Day. Right from the selection of the 5 skills or topics, to the structure of the various stages of the contest, to creation of the evaluation criteria, the entire student journey, learning, and experience has been diligently designed by a team of experts. Once the student registers and enrolls into the program, they are exposed to enriching learning content, and the student definitely takes something back home with them. Now, to all our finalists, congratulations and wish you the very best. You have proven to be an IntelliGem, and that is what we celebrate. Every one of you is a gem. Now, without further ado, over to the host. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my privilege to introduce our host for the day. Rashmi is currently Asia's only professional lady quiz host. An alumnus of the prestigious NITK Surathkal and IIM Calcutta, she has hosted close to 1,000 shows across India, Singapore, and several countries across the Middle East. She is the only woman to have been invited to host a quiz at Kuwait for the last 5 years. She was recognized by Business World as 40 under 40 as a personality from India to reckon with. She was the winner of the Quiz Host of the Year 2022 by SMX Leadership Summit. She's been part of this quiz for many years, as she has been part of several quizzes such as Tata Crucible, the Union Bank Quiz, the Rural IT Quiz, TCS Inquisitive, just to name a few. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started. Time to welcome your host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finale of TCS iON IntelliGem 2024. This is Creativity and Innovation for the senior category. This is the 6th edition of IntelliGem, and Creativity and Innovation is a part of future skills that were identified by TCS iON, which are very important and critical for the future of our students. So let's get to know our finalists and then dive into the grand finale. Our first finalist for the day is Janardhan from Presidency School, RT Nagar, Bangalore. Moving on to our second finalist for the day, from Khurda, representing Sai International School, is Vallabh. Moving on to our third finalist, again from Bangalore, representing Dean's Academy, is Arshia Goyal. Moving on to our next finalist, Rushil Chandrasekhar from PSBB Senior Secondary School, Chennai. Moving on to our fifth finalist for the day, it's Jyotsna Vadivel from Presidency School, Bangalore. And completing this lineup for us here today is Arshia Garg from the Lotus Valley International School, Gurgaon. Ladies and gentlemen, these finalists have gone through multiple rounds to reach this grand finale here today. Difficult rounds. It's not very easy to complete those rounds and reach this grand finale and to be among the top 6 of the nation when there are thousands of students who have taken part in creativity and innovation. So let's move into the first round of this grand finale, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up is Shrewd Savant. All right, this is a 3-part challenge. For the first part, there is a challenge that is common to all of our finalists. The challenge coming up on your screen. Imagine if prior to Twitter's Bluebird logo to the letter X, in a significant rebranding move, Elon Musk had initiated a public contest inviting entries for a new Twitter logo. And envision the logo that you would have created for this challenge and give us an explanation and your reasoning behind the design of the logo that you create. This was the challenge that was posed to our contestants, ladies and gentlemen. And here are the images of all the responses that we have received from our finalists. Very creative ones. I'm sure you agree with me on that. All right, let's move on to the next part of the challenge. This is part 2 of the challenge on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. AI technology is swiftly permeating various industries and education is no different. It is rapidly gaining popularity as a tool in classrooms and educational institutions worldwide. In the realm of education, AI manifests in diverse forms and is applicable to individuals engaged in academic settings, including teachers, students, and administrative staff. This versatile technology can be employed in classrooms catering to various age groups, making it a dynamic and captivating innovation in the field of education. All our finalists have to do, devise an innovative AI app idea that promises significant benefits for the student community in the forthcoming years. Highlight 3 key features of the app that distinguish it from the others and explain the rationale behind selecting these features. An interesting challenge, if I may say so, and we have had some very interesting responses from our finalists. We have received their responses already. So let's move on to the next part of our challenge, ladies and gentlemen. This is the third part. If you recall, I mentioned that the first challenge is a 3-part challenge, and this is the third part of the challenge. On your screen, in this part, there are 13 challenges or 13 puzzles that have been given to our students, and they have 13 minutes to solve each of the puzzles. The simple calculation tells you that it's 60 seconds of time per puzzle that they will get. The rest of the scoring pattern is right there on your screen. What we need to remember, though, is that there is no negative marking for a wrong answer. I always tell all the finalists in any challenge, actually, when there is no negative marking, they must attempt. You never know, they might have the right answer. So there is no negative marking at all. So this is the challenge, ladies and gentlemen, and all of them were extremely good in this challenge. So let's move on to the next round of this grand finale. and that is awesome author. Here we go. Under this round, our contestants have been given caselets and they have to understand the caselet, understand the problem in the caselet and answer the questions towards the end of the caselets. Let's see what our finalists have to say to this question. Let's get started with Janardhan. Janardhan, your time starting now.
I'm really sorry I missed the competition. I understand you feel let down, and that's completely fair. Last year, my friend Ravi had to team up with my friend Tejas for a debate competition. So Ravi had prepared all the points for the debate, but unfortunately, the day before the competition, his grandma unexpectedly passed away. He handled the situation very well as he called Tejas and passed on all the points which he'd written down for the competition, as he could not make it to the school and he had to attend his grandmother's funeral. So, and then what happened during the competition was that because Tejas had received all the points, he could continue the debate competition solo. So, what I would suggest to avoid such situations is that you should always, whatever problems may arise, you should always inform your friend that so and so has occurred before the competition, and if there are any points to be passed on to him, you should pass that on. And it may be very difficult to avoid such situations as they are mostly unexpected and they arise when you're not ready for it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Janardhan. Moving on to our next finalist, Vallabh. Please go ahead.
Kapi should say to Teddy that I was sick and could not get up this morning. Yes. Yes, I have been in a similar situation before. It was also quite recent actually. So, a few months ago, one of my friends had asked me to team up with him for a creative writing competition, and I had happily agreed. So, we both would go on online meetings and also work together in school to come up with our 1000-word essay on global warming. We both worked really hard for it, and the day of the competition, when we were supposed to submit our write up to the authorities, that day my friend had fallen ill and he had forgotten to inform me. So he had not turned up to school, and I had thought that he had left me hanging there. Once he did inform me, the time was over and I had already submitted our write up. And right now, after getting some more time to reflect on it as well, I have thought a lot on how to avoid and handle such situations. One proper way to avoid the situation would be to ensure proper communication between the two of us. Either he or me could have texted the other one before, asking of each other's whereabouts. We also could have gone on a call with each other, although it might have been unlikely that he would have picked up due to his bad health. He could have also informed me the prior day by sending a text message that he would not be coming to school, and I also could have called him and checked up on him as he had not come to the school the previous day as well.
Thank you, Vallabh. Moving on to our third finalist, Arshia. Please begin.
I feel that Kapi should tell Teddy that I'm really sorry I missed the competition. So, to answer the second part of the question, I have been in a similar situation. One day we had a dance competition, and for that we had to choreograph the dance. I was the main choreographer in the team, and I had teamed up with three of my friends. I had taken the responsibility of choreographing the whole dance, but few days ago, right, like 2 3 days before the dance competition, where I was supposed to revise all the steps with all my friends and teach them the steps so that we can give the dance competition properly, I fell ill. Due to this, we couldn't give the dance competition and we were immediately disqualified. My friends did not know the reason and they were extremely disappointed in me, and they felt like I had ditched from the dance competition, thinking that they wouldn't do a good job. So I had to explain to my friends that I was sick and I'm really sorry that I couldn't come. And it is completely fair that you guys are that you are disappointed in me, and I promise that next time if we take part in a dance competition and if I fall ill, I would send the dance a dance recording to them so that they can look at it, learn the steps, and can give the competition even without me.
Thank you, Ashia. All right, our next finalist, Rochelle. Please get started.
Yeah, okay, so I'm choosing option D. I'm really sorry I missed the competition, and I understand you feel let down, and that's completely fair. Because first,
Okay.
Cappy has to start by saying this to clear out any wrongdoing on his part, his or her part. Because Cappy also has some made some mistake because he or she should have informed Teddy before itself, like in the morning itself that he won't be able to make it. But since it is not entirely his fault, after saying this, they should also say that they were sick and that they hope Teddy and that they understand that Teddy that it's completely fair that they feel this way. So I've been to actually I'm actually an avid quizzer. I've been to many quiz competitions, and like once what happened was it was a national level quiz, and one of our friends, like it was a three-member team. The semi-finals were happening in Bangalore, and this other friend, he actually had the TCS ion competition happening. So I think Bombay. He was going to go to Bombay for the finals. So he told us that he couldn't come at the last minute, like a week or 5 days before the quiz, after we had booked all the tickets to Bangalore, and this was very difficult situation because they wouldn't let us participate without three members in our team. And since he left, there were only two, and we needed a replacement very quickly. We didn't think much about it because we were obviously very sad because we were actually a pretty nice team. It was we went to the semis because he also gelled with us a lot, and but he had to go for his own competition, so we had to let him just go. He We then decided that we would have to look for a new teammate. We informed our teacher, and we got another person to come in for him. Actually, this person turns out this person gelled with us even more, and we went on to win the Bangalore round. And then after Bangalore, we went on to the national level in Mumbai. So it turned out to be good for us in the end.
Thank you, Rochelle. Moving on to our fifth finalist here today, Jyotsna. Please begin.
I was sick and could not get up this morning. I'm really sorry I missed the contest. I understand you feel let down, and that's completely fair. This has happened to me before. Uh, uh, when if Kapi falls sick in the morning, I think he should actually text Teddy saying that no, I'm not well, I can't make it. And while preparing itself, I believe they should prepare in such a way that they'll be able to do the competition with and without them. Like even though they're a team, they have to be independent in a way, is what I'm saying, ma'am.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Completing this round for us here today is Ashia from Lotus Valley International School. Ashia, your time starts now.
So, okay. Yes, ma'am. So, I still remember the date, 15th June, because it was so important to me. I'll tell you what. So, my birthday, it's on 4th June, but I was internationally traveling at that time, so I couldn't, uh, plan a party for my friends at that time on 4th. So, I had planned it on 15th June. It was in RD Mall, and I had, you know, promised them so much. I told them that we'd go eat Belgian waffles, we'd watch a movie, and I'd promised them a lot. And then I feel I let them down. Why, you may ask? Uh, the thing is, uh, on 15th June itself, it was our new car was arriving. We had bought the car High Cross Innova High Cross. It was a hybrid car, and its availability was very feeble, I'd say. So you had to just avail it the very chance you got. So we got the date 15th June. I had no clue about this, and I had promised them a lot, my friends. So um, on 14th, like just a day before, I told them that I will not be able to make it, and they were so upset. Obviously they didn't show it, trying to being considerate of my feelings, but I could notice that they were very upset. And I know even I was very upset. The thing was, I couldn't miss the car because all of my entire family, they were going to Chandigarh to pick the car up, so I had to go as well. I couldn't stay alone, and to be very honest, I was excited to see my new car as well. Get that picture clicked with that key with the car. So I was very excited for that, and I couldn't miss it. So I felt that was so. I told them that I can't make it, and they were very upset. But because they'd saved the date, made plans, and canceled their previous existing plans. And when it was my turn, I couldn't do that. So I'd say that was that was still I had faced. How can such an incident be avoided? The thing is, it can't always be avoided, especially when there are unavoidable reasons why you cannot attend something or why you have to compromise on something, especially health, I'd say. But how it can be handled is that if such a situation arises where it's not something unavoidable but something that can be pre-planned, then that is perfect. So there should be there should be preparation about for it uh, in advance, and there should be communication about that. One, the preparation should be told to the person who's getting affected by that. For example, the car incident, I should have been told that it is on 15th, and there should also have been communication to the other person who's being affected. For example, I should have told my friends that this is what's going to happen, and I shouldn't have you know put everything mm, s- uh, s- on the last moment. So I think that is another part where we could have improved. Then prioritization. I mean, I think if I look back, probably that time I was too excited for getting my car uh, to actually understand or think about what the other people might have been facing. But if I look back, then I think I should have prioritized my events. So if that party was so important to me and to my friends, then I should have prioritized that over going to get the car with my parents. My parents could have, of course, left me with my grandparents or my guardians, or my with my grandparents, if it was so important to me, even though it was my special day. But still, in such unavoidable cases, there should have been prioritization. Uh, then there should have been preparedness. I should have been prepared for a second backup solution if I'm not able to a backup time or a backup date for both the scenarios, my party as well as the car launching, as well as the car date. So then that was at my end. Then there should have been understanding from their end as well, which I felt was there. They should have been empathetic of what I am going through, and not jump to conclusion like I'd say Teddy did over here, and try to have understand what Copy had been going through, and listen to him first, for open a listening ear for Copy. There should have been understanding and empathy in their communication. So I'd say there was a communication gap in Copy and Teddy's conversation, and so was in mine and my friends' communication as well.
Thank you, Arshia. Time for us to move into the next round, ladies and gentlemen. That's the third round or the third challenge of this grand finale. Moving on to innovative problem solver. In this round, caselets have been given to our contestants. They have to go through the caselets and give us an answer or give us a solution to the problem given at the end of the caselet. So let's start with Arshia this time. Arshia from Lotus Valley International School, please begin.
Okay, ma'am. Nowadays, in the digital era, with the monetization of almost everything, communication has been taken to a new extent. But there is a flip side. False info. However, we should learn how to deal with it. First of all, digital literacy or media literacy should be included in the school curriculum so that the youth can be educated about being literate on digitally. Second of all, it is important to recognize reputable. It is important to recognize trustable sources and websites that can be trusted. This can be done by recognizing the domain authority, author credentials, or publication dates. This can also be done by cross-reference. We could check on other websites and other sources to validate our information. Also, there should be collaborative discussions. For example, the students may discuss in their classroom if any other person has also received such an information. If it is there on multiple, thus they can cross check and validate if the information is true. Also, we should look for evidences. We should not blindly trust anything that we see on the internet. Know that it is generated by people who are good and bad. So always look for evidences when you check when you see an information. Uh, Also, there should be also always remember that uh, know about frauds and prevent clicking on links or refrain from sharing personal information or clicking on mails from a source that from an unknown or suspicious source, so known as phishing emails, and they can be extremely dangerous and cause cyber frauds, which you should always be beware of, which you should always be aware of. Uh, um, Also, there should be awareness about biased information. uh, we should uh, we should know that personal, political, and commercial sites can manipulate the messages and can manipulate the information according to their interests and their opinion. So we should always cross check and look for evidences from reliable sources, reputable websites, and always look for first-hand information rather than information that is retold from which is second-hand information, which is retold from experience. So that it is trustable and something that is from a known website.
Thank you, Arshia. Moving on to Jyotsna. Jyotsna, your time starting now.
Now to address the issue of false information, I recommend three steps. First one is a poster or an article to be posted on school forum, not by the students but by the teachers, because teachers teachers' words hold a little more value because rumors spread around school. The points to be covered in the poster or article are ways to recognize trustworthy sites, what false or fake information could look like, and why it is a problem. The second method is through a mock drill, which involves taking help from students who are good at coding, programming, or web design, asking them to create some tests of fake sites with fake information as part of a training drill. Getting students to spread the word and share the awareness about fake information, and then also organizing a teaching drill to demonstrate what how to stay safe from fake information. In this drill, the person who's demonstrating can should also go to one of the fake test sites created by the school coders or programmers. Asking everyone to download or install antivirus software in case the website has malware, spyware, or Trojan horses in it is also part of this step. The last step is drawing the line between information and rumors, establishing the fact that there will always be fake information online, encouraging others to cross-check information across sites, showing which sites are trustworthy, which is government sites, authentic news sites, etc., as well as showing the different ways in which fake information is spread, all come under drawing the line between information and rumors. Thank you.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Moving on to our next finalist, Rushil. Please begin.
So I'm choosing the option A. In a hypothetical global health crisis, there's a shortage of vaccines and countries with greater resources are securing more doses. That one. So let me just start by saying that this is not exactly hypothetical because it happened during COVID-19 also. Many countries like the USA, UK and the EU, the European Union, all had a race to find the vaccine and secure the vaccines for themselves, just trading it between within their countries and just keeping it all hush hush. This meant that many poorer nations, like the South American ones, the African nations, all were left without vaccines and not exactly without, but they were charged exorbitant prices for these vaccines, which they could not afford since they're pretty poor countries. Due to this, they could only afford like a very small package of vaccines at a time. This meant this was very disadvantaged as they were developing nations that had large populations. Like take for example Nigeria. Nigeria has around 200 million people, I believe. And they need lots of vaccines for 200 million people. Like just for the first dose, they would need about 300 to 400 million because many vaccines get unused or get or perish in the long journey of transportation. So due to this, they can't secure enough funds because all these private companies, along with the governments, do not give them for cheap rates. But this was solved, as you can see, in India itself. India was the I believe was the largest manufacturer of vaccines in Asia. I don't know about the world, but manufactured so many vaccines that it had plenty to give it to other countries like Brazil. I think Dominican Republic and many other smaller African countries, with a few batches being sent even to Australia. And these were much cheaper. They were much. They also since they were cheaper, many people were buying, which meant that the profits of the country, even though the margin of profits was very small, the country as in the Bharat Biotech and the Serum Institute, they were benefiting a lot due to these large packages being bought by other countries. And this meant that India now, before COVID-19, India had never actually manufactured its own indigenous vaccine. And after COVID-19, though, India was actually one of the very few countries that have managed to manufacture their own indigenous variant of the COVID-19 vaccine. This Something similar could be done in this hypothetical situation, but instead of just one country producing these vaccines, what can be done is that many countries can join a union, vaccination union of sorts, where they don't need to produce more, but there are some amount of vaccines that are being wasted, like that are just lying in the refrigerators without being used, because not that many people. There are some anti-vaxxers and people who do not want vaccine. So all of these waste vaccines, which are not opened but also not used, which will eventually just rot away and get spoiled. These could be contributed at levels to the committee, and this committee could go to distribute it. First, they could start by distributing in an equitable manner with countries needing it the most first. But this actually could add up to a lot, because the more the countries join, the more a country, even if the wastage is very little, with many countries joining, this wastage could add up to such large numbers that suppose like there are 5 countries and each country has 20 million vaccines being wasted. That is 100 million vaccines, which is roughly half, which could theoretically like vaccinate half of Nigeria's population in the case. So this would be a great idea to for the vaccination drive. And as a model, as a student delegate in a model United Nations, I would like to propose a resolution that promotes this equity in vaccination. Even though this idea may seem very small, it is not that far-fetched and can be actually implemented by countries. And anyways, these vaccines are just going to rot away and get spoiled. So why not give them to those in need? Yeah, I would like to end my resolution with this.
Thank you, Rochelle. Moving on to Arshia from Dean's Academy. Go ahead, Arshia.
So, in the age of the digital media, as soon as you search the answer for any topic or question, you get flooded with information from every side of the screen. There are several websites which often give a lot of information, more than you need. However, you never really know whether this information is accurate or actually deceptive. I feel that the best way to use and find suitable information which is accurate and can be trusted is by critically evaluating the information. This can be done in various steps. First is that you refer several sites instead of just one. So if similar information regarding a topic is given on several sites, then you know that this particular information is accurate. However, uh, if there is some information which is there only on one side, then it's usually wrong. The second way is that after you have started researching and you have shortlisted some of these particular sites, you can note down the name of these sites so that you can use them for future reference. Third is Kiddle.co. So kids around the age of 8 to 10 years can use a browser called Kiddle.co, which usually gives accurate and suitable information for kids. Then the fourth one is usually some sites have not secure written on top of the page. So you should definitely not use such sites. Fifth one is usually some sites often use huge captions like "Did you know?" and these are just to attract your attention. For example, did you know 100 feet apple has been found in China? But this can't be true, right? There is no 100 feet apple. So you should definitely know that this kind of site will give you the inaccurate information. And lastly, now in the constantly evolving world, ChatGPT and several other AI websites have been launched, which often refer several sites and give you and generate an answer based on that. So you can use such sites, such AIs.
Our fifth finalist. Moving on to Vallabh.
I am Vallabh and I'll be the delegate of India in the Model United Nations. This is for the committee of WHO. The problem statement set behind us is in a hypothetical global health crisis, there's a shortage of vaccines, and countries with greater resources are securing more doses, leaving poorer nations at a disadvantage. As a student delegate in a model United Nations, how would you propose a resolution that promotes global equity in vaccine distribution? So, for my resolution, I'll be proposing the formation of the International Tribunal of Vaccination as a body under the WHO and United Nations Security Council. So, this tribunal will be essential in dispute resolution with the weightage system. So, the weightage system takes in five criteria into account: the severity of the health crisis in the country, the current availability of vaccines in accordance in percentage of the population, the economic resources of the nation in US dollars, the population and development of the nation via the Global Development Index, and the calculated impact of the vaccines in the country. This last one will basically be used as a tiebreaker. So marks will be avoided in 11 points for the first criteria, 7 points for the second criteria, 4 points for the third criteria, 2 points for the fourth criteria, and 1 point for the last criteria. These are the maximum marks awarded for each of the criteria. So each nation will be given points based on each of these. The points are then added and the total sum will be 25. All countries will then get vaccines based on their total points. So here are all of the criteria. These criteria have been chosen with careful consideration and they are extremely pertinent to the cause as well. So, for example, a case study of my country, India. So, for the country of India, in the first criteria, 7.5 points will be given as a condition of the hypothetical global crisis is quite severe in the country. For the second criteria, 3 points will be given as they do have more vaccines than the average requirement of 18%. For the third criteria, 2 points will be given for a high GDP but a low GDP per capita. For the fourth criteria, 1.6 points will be given for high population but a low global development index. And for the fifth criteria, zero point 0.2 points will be given for a lesser impact as compared to other countries. So the total for India adds up to 14.3 out of a total of 25 points. It ranks hypothetically 43rd in the list. So the first 20 countries in the list, in order of maximum points to least points, will get vaccines which are worth 25% of the population. So let's say a country with a smaller population is in that list, they will still get vaccines that are worth 25% of the population, but the number of vaccines might be less than if a country with a higher population, say China, was in the top 20 list. The next 40 countries, which are from 20 to 60, will get vaccines which are worth 10% of the population. The next 80 countries, which are from 60 to 140, will get vaccines which are worth 5% of their total population. And the next 100 countries, from 140 to 240, will get vaccines that are worth 2.5% of the country's total population. This resolution will be a really nice idea, as the international tribunal will also ensure that no disputes occur between the countries with larger populations and smaller populations. The criteria have also been chosen and given appropriate weightage as their pertinence is to the topic. That is my resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Vallabh. And completing this round for us here today is Janardhan. Janardhan, your time starts now.
The second topic. There are many measures on the internet which allow people to check if the topic which they're searching for is verified. So, for the first measure which I would suggest is search the topic on Google. One thing, very important thing to do is that you set the days for how recently the post has been sent. So this helps to filter out old information. After this, you should always check for a credible source. And then if you find a credible source, it's most likely that the information is true. If the information is in a form of an image, then you can use the Google Lens feature and again set the time limit, and then you can again search for a credible source. And on the platform X, which was formerly Twitter, there's a blue tick which allows you to check for credible sources. This is very important to do, and if you do not follow this fact checking measure and you forward this misinformation to others, they may tell it to others and this starts a chain reaction. Indeed, this is one of the many ways through which misinformation spread. Therefore, it is very important to check if you all your information is from trustworthy sources. Thank you.
Thank you, Janardhan. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you agree with me when I say that our contestants really have some creative solutions to the problem that was given to them. So let's move on to the last round of this final, ladies and gentlemen, Smart Thinker. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the grand finale of TCS iON IntelliGem 2024 for creativity and innovation in the senior category, and we are now moving into the last round of this finale. The last round is divided into 3 parts. There are 3 different questions or challenges that is posed to our finalists. So let's take a look at the first one. Alright, first one on your screen. When a train departed from a station, 1/3 as many hockey players as cricket players were on board. At the next junction, 2 players from the cricket team alighted from the train and 8 hockey players boarded it. Now, the number of cricket players equals the number of hockey players. How many cricket players and hockey players were there at the time of the initial departure? Let's see what our finalists have to say to this question. Let's get started with Janardhan. Janardhan, your time starting now.
There were 5 hockey players and 15 cricket players.
Wonderful. Thank you, Janardhan. Moving on to our next finalist, Vallabh. Please go ahead.
There were 15 cricket players and 5 hockey players at the time of the initial departure. In total, there were 20 players.
Thank you, Vallabh. Moving on to our third finalist, Arshia. Please begin.
So there are 15 cricket players and 5 hockey players.
Thank you, Arshia. All right, our next finalist, Rushil. Please get started.
Okay, so there were 15 cricket players and 5 hockey players.
Thank you, Rushil. Moving on to our fifth finalist here today, Jyotsna. Please begin.
Ma'am, there are 15 cricket players and 5 hockey players.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Completing this round for us here today is Arshia from Lotus Valley International School. Arshia, your time starts now.
Okay. So in total there were 30 players.
Thank you, Arshia. Let's move on to the second question of this round, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on your screen. The second question is on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Where have you seen this sign or symbol? And you also have to explain it to me briefly. Let's take a look on what our contestants have to tell me. Let's start with Arshia this time. Arshia from Gurgaon. Go ahead, Arshia.
So, ma'am, this is a traffic symbol and it means that the road does not support and that is over the weight of 5 tons.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to our next contestant, Jyotsna. Please begin.
Ma'am, this symbol is it's a traffic symbol that means that the weight of a vehicle shouldn't be more than 5 tons.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Moving on to Rushil. Rushil, please get started.
Do you believe that the T over there could represent terminal velocity? And this could mean that it's probably a sign in an airport while the plane is taking off. So I think the place I might have seen this is the airport while the plane is taking off, and the 5T could represent the terminal velocity that is needed to start the takeoff in that sort of runway.
Thank you, Rushil. Our next contestant, Arshia from Bangalore. Please begin.
And the T represents turns and the 5 shows that there are 5 turns ahead.
Thank you, Arshia. Our fifth finalist, Vallabh. Please start.
I have seen this road sign before while driving with my parents. So this road sign, it explains that any vehicle carrying more than 5 tons of weight cannot move forward as it is a extremely delicate area and going so might cause harm to the place.
Thank you, Vallabh. And finally, we have Janardhan. Janardhan, your time starts now.
One day my uncle and I were searching traffic signs. So actually I didn't see this on a road, but then my uncle came across this sign and then we searched it up. This means that the coming road is actually a very soft road and any vehicle which is above 5 tons cannot cross the road.
Thank you, Janardhan. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move on to the final question of this finale. Let's see what it is. All right. Which country does the following flag represent? You also have to identify as many flags of different countries as you can from the flag given on your screen. Let's see what our contestants have to say. Let's start with Janardhan. Go ahead, Janardhan.
So in the Norwegian flag, in the center, like in the cross with the white part, you have the Finland flag,
Okay.
and then the red and white stripes, Poland, and then also I think Thailand, blue, white, and red.
Thank you for the answer. Let's move on to Wallab. Wallab, go ahead.
The flag shown in the image is of Norway, and for the other flags of different countries. So, if we remove the blue part from the image, the red and white flag is the Danish flag, the Denmark flag. And if we remove the red part from the image and keep the background plain white, then the flag will be the flag of Finland. If we ignore the blue part and look into the small square, the red and white flag will be of Indonesia, and we can also flip the orientation 180 degrees to get the flags of Poland and Monaco as well. The blue, white, red flag formed by taking a small cubicle from the flag will be of Netherlands, and by altering the orientation and the shade of blue, we can get the Russian flag as well.
Thank you, Wallab. Moving on to Arshia from Bangalore. Arshia, what's your answer?
I'm not sure about the answer. I feel that the answer for the first one is that the flag is belongs to a European country. Like I feel it's Sweden. And the second answer, uh, the France has blue, white, and red in it, and the USA flag has red, white, and blue in it, and
Thank you so much. Let's move on to our fourth finalist. Rushil, what would be your answer?
Okay, so this is the Norwegian flag,
Okay.
and based on the I'll first go based on the design, because I don't know which one of these I should take, but I'll go based on the design. So
Okay.
based on the design, I can name Finland, which has the same design. Denmark also has the same design, and everything except for the blue it has. And Sweden has the same design. So these three countries I can name that have the same design. Now, based on the same color, I can think of Netherlands, because Netherlands has that checkered, not checkered. It's like the Indian flag without the chakra, red on top, I think, white in the middle, and yeah, and blue in the bottom. And then there's Indonesia with red and white, and Poland. Indonesia is like this, like the Indian flag, and Poland is like this with red and white. Qatar also has a red. Qatar is more of a maroon and white theme. And then I think Thailand is there, and yeah, I think that's all, because and then maybe this the Union Jack could also be represented, because the Union Jack is also roughly based on the Christian cross. So I'll just repeat again: Denmark, Finland, Sweden, based on the design; Netherlands, Indonesia, France, Qatar, Thailand, and what else did I say? Yeah, the Union Jack, the Great Britain's Union Jack, based on the colors, and the Union Jack could also be the design part of it. That's all.
Thank you, Rushil. Moving on to our fifth finalist here today, Jyotsna. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, this is the flag of Norway, and ma'am, I can't explain without the picture. Sure.
Okay.
This is the new flag of Indonesia, and this is the flag of Poland. And this is the flag of Indonesia before the Battle of Indonesia. In this battle, the the opposing party was so angry that people were supporting Indonesia, so they ripped off the blue part, and that's how the new Indonesian flag was created.
Thank you, Jyotsna. And finally, we have Arshia from Gurgaon completing this round for us. Arshia, what's your answer?
Country Norway. There are a lot of countries that use the plus symbol in their flag. We can see the flag of Finland. If you remove the red parts, then like a white flag and the blue plus is the flag of Finland. Then we have the flag of Denmark. If you remove the blue part, which is a red flag and a white plus, is the flag of Denmark. Um, uh, then we have the flag of Fin. Okay, I said Finland. So the UK flag uses inverted colors, as in the blue background and the red plus. Plus, I mean, like additionally, the cross, a red cross behind the plus, and then we have the Iceland. Flag as well, which is the inversion of the colors, just in plain inversion, as in a blue flag and a red plus with a white boundary. And then uh, we have Sweden, which has a blue flag and a yellow plus. We also have Switzerland with a red background and a white plus, but the plus isn't like extended till the end. It's like more like you know how the red cross symbol is, inverted colors of that, sort of like that. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Thank you, Arshia. Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to move in to our jury round. We will get to know who our jury is and then move into the jury feedback. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a stellar panel of jury with us here today. Miss Viola Krishnamani. Joining her is Miss Rajini Uttarkar. And joining both of them as a third jury member is Mr. Sarvanan Sundar Murthy. He's the founder and CEO of Ed6 Brain Labs. Thank you so much for being a part of this panel of jury. Let's see what the feedback is from our panel.
Janardhan, I like your original thinking and of course your out of the box thinking. Right? Both were super awesome. But what you need to just work on is maybe on your creativity a little more and then you need to be more comprehensive and you give solutions. Vallabh, I like your out of the box thinking and innovative solutions. And the way you articulated with clarity, very, very good. And I liked your solution that was really well balanced as well. You need a little bit work on your artistic and creative thinking and also focus a little bit more on your attention to details. All the best. Arshia Goyal, you got a great sense of innovation and producing original solutions. I really liked your ability to come up with and present well balanced solutions. All you need to be is just be more creative and focus and give some more attention to details when you are presenting solutions. All the best. Rushil Chandrasekhar, you got a very good capability in devising different approaches to confront different situations and difficult situations. And your way of articulating with clarity is super good. And also you got good general knowledge. What you can work on is improving your creative skills and critical thinking as well. Ability to evaluate multiple options and making some good decisions. All the best. Jyotsna, you got excellent creative thinking and artistic expression as well. You could produce very good innovative solutions, and of course, your out of the thinking is super cool. What you need to work on is one, presentation skills, right? You need to elaborate very well with keeping in mind an effective usage of time, right? Presentation skills with time
with a lot more good elaboration will take you to much greater heights. All the best. Arshia Garg, it's a job well done. You got a great talent for producing original and innovative solutions, and you got a good ability to verbalize and present solutions in a clear and lucid manner. All you need to little bit work on is your artistic acumen and some kind of a stress and pause when you're presenting than just rushing through. All the best.
I must thank our jury members for the feedback that they have given us. I think it's going to be very valuable for our finalists to improve upon and be better for themselves in their future and also for such contests. Thank you so much to the jury members. It's time for us to now identify who the winner is. We have only one winner, and the rest of them will technically be joint runners-up, although we don't have that position. All of them go back with goodies. The winner, of course, gets a little bit more of the goodies that TCS ION has in store for them. So we will of course know who the winner is in the awards ceremony. But for now, thank you so much for joining us in this grand finale. You take care.